welcome to my birthday show. Woo! You're wondering probably what this is. You're watching this on camera. You're probably wondering what this is. This is my birthday show. So my birthday was this last week, and I'm now going to do, I should probably put it on. I'm going to do actually a little show about my birthday. I'm not going to put this on. Why would I do that? So every year, June 27th is my birthday, obviously. And it's right half of the year. I just had an amazing birthday party. Just phenomenal people showed up. It was just so incredible. This beautiful view of downtown Austin on the 7th floor of the Fairmont Hotel. It was this gorgeous view. And it was interesting because it was raining really hard, like 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 o'clock. And people were texting me like, is it inside? Because it was really cool. And then right around 7:30, the skies just completely opened up, and it was absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to be doing a little birthday rant here, not rant like a negative, but I kind of wanted to review the last year. It's been a phenomenal year. It's been an up and down year. I've completely revamped my entire business. I've changed business coaches. I've broken up with 2 people and completely kind of changed my entire friends. Have you ever done that? Like a rotation of all friends, entire group of people that I hang out with. I started the mastermind, a private mastermind. I actually ended kind of private coaching. I don't really do that anymore. It's rare that I do private coaching, let's just say that. I've decided that I really love helping people more from the perspective of group and masterminds and really connect in that space. But private one-on-one coaching, I'm not soliciting that as much. That's interesting. And really the podcasting on the radio show has really, again, changed my life. And I just kind of want to share with you guys what that looks like. So if you're listening to me right now on Spotify, Pandora, Roku, YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, I don't know where you're listening to me, but I want you to know that honestly, starting a podcast and being a podcast guest has truly transformed my life, because it's the one place I actually get to talk to people. And when you're home and you're in your office all day long, you don't get to talk to people. And podcasting truly, no kidding, has changed my life. And so I do have a course out, Influencer Growth Formula podcast, of course. And I'm not trying to sell that right now, but I just kind of wanted to share with people like how much as a business owner, working from home, behind the computer, sometimes not seeing people all day, which is so crazy, how much that has changed my life. And so if you're ever interested, by the way, and taking your business to the next level, no matter what your business is, it could be a dentist, a lawyer, someone in network marketing, truly podcasting has changed my life. I just got the phone with a friend named Gary Leland. He has become a friend through podcasting, and he is doing the Big Block Boom here in Dallas, Texas coming up. So again, I just wanted to kind of just share with you how much things have changed. Podcasting has changed for me. I've met some amazing people this year just through podcasting. So, if you've ever interested in taking your business to the next level, podcast, let me know. Okay. Let's go into my birthday. So one of the things, my intention of my birthday, this sounds crazy, my intention of my birthday party that I had at the Fairmont, I just leave. My intention of my birthday party at the Fairmont was a couple of things. One, believe it or not, on my birthday last year, I was on the couch in tears, utterly tears. I was crying. I had a breakup. I was literally sick and just in tears. And so I thought to myself, this year I'm going to invite everyone I know to my birthday party, and hopefully 5 people show up, right? And about 45 people showed up throughout the night. And I was reflecting on that. And it's so fascinating how we go through our life and we meet people all day long. Like people that were there, my acupuncturist and my lawyer and my one of my doctors. I mean, these people are real. They're not just professionals. You know, they actually things called wanted social. Then friends of mine from my co-working space. I had a realtor there that I've used before. I mean, it's about community. And I think that's one thing that people forget when they are marketing online marketing, especially for me as a woman. I get in this like incubated behind the scenes, you know, kind of forgetting what I'm actually doing, what I'm creating. So going back to, you know, really what my birthday is about for me, it's about sharing my personal life with people and really understanding that we are a community. We really are a community in the world of online marketing. And I think women today forget about that. Hey, Sharon. And we, you know, as someone who's out there and I call the public eye, believe it or not, at least I think I am a little bit, I forget that there's all these people out there that might be listening, right, or watching, or want to connect behind, like what I call, you know, beyond the computer screen. And that is why the birthday party I did was so important to me, because people like showed up and it was like, wow, I have not really met a lot of these people outside of their offices or outside of their businesses, you know? And so anyway, I just wanted to share with you about that. And then my last thing I wanted to kind of go over this year that I think is really interesting is about some books and things that I'm reading and some things that I'm doing in my business I think would be really helpful. Let's see. So one of the books I'm reading right now is called Power, to Robert Greene. All right, by Robert Greene, and Mastery by Robert Greene. This book right here has completely changed my life, and I'm going to share with you a little bit about what this is. So, a book called Power versus Force by David Hawkins talks about you want to step into power, not force. So think of force, right? You're forcing something to happen. You're forcing a situation to happen. You're forcing a business to happen. You're forcing a relationship to happen. You're forcing, like you've got to make it work. And honestly, I got to be honest with you, that is kind of the spirit of where in my life I've come from, okay? I was kind of taught to force. And you know what? It doesn't always work. Let's just be honest. So this book right here, Power, explains human psychology of how and why we are attracted to who we're attracted to, why we show up at certain people's parties and not others, you know, why being charismatic is so important, and how do you become charismatic as a person. This book is really about that. Now, I do kind of love that his emblem, this emblem on the back of the book looks like an oval, which of course is like an emblem for a female part. I think that's really interesting. And if you look at the book, The Art of Seduction, which I have of Robert Greene's as well, it's very similar, actually. It's that. So anyway, I highly suggest that book. The other book that I'm reading that I'm going to give a shout out to Miss Oprah, like I know her, is The Seat of the Soul. I just started reading that this weekend in tears. Oh my God. I was in tears. The reason I was in tears is because the book is about understanding they call it the multisensory, but let me say it my way. That's what the author Gary talks about, multisensory. I call that someone who's really empathic. I'm an empath. What does that mean? I can walk into a room, I can walk into a situation, and I can feel the other person. I mean, I can feel what they're thinking and feeling immediately. And not everyone can do that, which, by the way, I just realized I was an empath in this last year. And let me explain something to you. I thought everyone could feel what I feel. So I spent the first 43 years of my life thinking that everyone can feel my emotions because I can feel their emotions. And it really wasn't until this year that I went, oh, not everyone can do that. Not everyone can feel my emotions like I feel theirs. Or I could walk into a situation and go, okay, you're upset. Oh my God, you're sad. And they're like, no, I'm not. And then it would always confuse me because I was like, no, I'm pretty sure you're sad. I'm pretty sure you're upset. Like, I am not, because that's their own like stuff going like, put it up the wall. I never thought in a million years, I thought I was wrong. Now I've realized I might be tapping into their emotions. They might not be ready to express that, or they might not be ready to acknowledge that, but that's actually accurate. So as an empath, which is an eye-opening experience within itself, this book, Seat of the Soul, reiterates the fact that we are, there's 5 sensories, and then the fifth, they call it the multisensory sensory, which is what's called 6th sensory, is really the ability to tap into the soul, okay, beyond this sphere. Now, I'm not an esoteric person, meaning an expert by any stretch of imagination. I've read a ton of books on it. I practice. I meditate every single day. I'm doing all kinds of energy work for myself right now. But I'm definitely not going to teach you everything I know. But I will say that See the Soul, which was recommended by Oprah to me multiple times, and I finally read it. It truly is revolutionary. She talks about that was the book that sparked her entire business of going in that direction. She read the book. She was totally moved by it. She called the guy. The guy was like, who the heck are you? How do you say your name? Oprah, She talks in the story. It's kind of funny. And then he comes on the Oprah show, and then, of course, his whole world just completely, opens up, right? And he now is just amazing. But he talks about intentionality. And so that's what I want to, my true, I guess, reason for this show, my podcast today, and I apologize if I'm rambling here, is intentionality. Intentionality, what we intend, energetically and speaking, has to be aligned. And if that's not aligned, nothing really works. Right. And what I've realized is that for myself, in my business for a long time, I would speak what I wanted, but wasn't really energetically connected. So it's almost like saying I want chocolate ice cream, but then my emotions are I actually really wanted vanilla. You know what I mean? And part of the process when you're a business owner is getting in alignment with your full intentionality. And so intentionality, I'm learning myself, is truly the power, go back to Power versus Force, go back to the book Power by Robert Greene, is the power behind expansion. Now again, I'm not trying to go esoteric on you because I'm no esoteric guru, okay? I just know that for myself, the last year in my business from from June 27th, 2018 to now, has been one of the worst financial years of my existence online. The worst, right? The last year has been the worst financially for me. And I realized why that was. And that's because I wasn't intentional behind my work. It wasn't in alignment. My energy, my soul, as they call it, was not in alignment with what I say I wanted. You know, so it's like two forces going against each other. You know what I mean? Like you say you wanted vanilla, but you really want chocolate, or vice versa. You literally were going up against, and so there's no space for movement. There's no space to go to the next level. There's no space to grow or expand or whatnot. So what I learned with this process of intentionality and what I'm speaking today is setting my intention. And I'll set my intention here. And my intention in my work is to have and hold and build the largest female-centric mastermind in the world, and to have a yearly conference in Austin in April in 2020 with 1,000 men and women there who are ready to take their life to the next level in business and entrepreneurship. Because that's what I teach. I teach copywriting and sales and persuasion and influence. I mean, that's what I teach. You know what I mean? I'm not esoteric, but I have esoteric teachers, and I have counselors, and I have spiritual healers and people like that in my life. And so one of the things I feel like my gift is out there that I want to start sharing with people is that I am very, very empathic. I am very, very energetically connected. And I don't really talk about that much. I think a lot of the reasons I don't talk about that is because, well, let's be frank. In my experience, the patriarchal has told me that I shouldn't be talking about that stuff. You know, you're either in business or you're like a woo-woo person. I'm both, you know. In my life every single day, I am very woo-woo. I do a lot of meditation, and I do clearings, and I connect with my higher self, and I really connect with my chakras and clear my chakras, because I know that that's a huge piece of business today. And my experience is that in the patriarchal world, they don't want you to talk about that. You're like, you know, either yin or you're yang, but you're not both. And I think that there's a balance there for myself that I'm finally stepping into, is that I'm very, very strong in testosterone, but I'm kind of swinging back to how do you be powerful? How do you be strong inside the feminine, right? And have the balance of the testosterone as well. How do you be really strong? And part of that strength in the feminine is being able to speak what you want. But here's the key, right? Speak what you want. You've heard that before, and have the voice, all that. That's fine, but the key with that is not just speak what you want, it's the second piece. They're missing the second step. And the second step of speaking what you want is how you deal with, how you respond to what their response is. Okay, so say it another way. You say you want chocolate, ice cream, and that person you're asking from it says no, or whatever. How you handle that, how you respond to that, how you accept that, or say thank you, no thank you, or how do you go beyond that is the key. That's power. Power is not asking for what you want. That's not powerful. People are constantly asking for what they want, right? They want a Maserati, they want whatever. That's not power. Power is saying, this is my intention. This is where I'm headed. This is where I'm going. Speaking that to whom listens, whatever it looks like, means my show. And then dealing with what comes up. It could be people say you don't like it. It could be that circumstances block it. It could be, you know, people tell you you're crazy. I don't know, whatever it is. That's where power comes in. That's where the muscle comes in. You know, working out like I do, you know, working out is not hard. It's called getting in the car, getting in the gym, picking up a weight and doing this. I mean, right? It's not hard, okay? And then when you're at 5 pounds, and then you can go to 10 pounds, and then you can go to 15. That's not, again, hard. What's hard is the consistency of the workout so that your muscle grows. So in business and in entrepreneurship, what's technically hard is being intentional and staying on that intention over a period of time where hurdles come up or you don't feel like it or, you know, you don't want to send that email that day, right? That's where power truly comes in. So as I grow in 2019 and beyond, I just want to share with you that, yeah, it's first of all, it's really vulnerable for me to say 2018-19, you know, this is my fiscal year, by the way. This is my new year. July 1 is always my new year. My fiscal year is over. Looking at my fiscal year, it's been a shitty year from a perspective of finances. Ooh, it's been a growth year spiritually. It's been a growth year in life and business. It's been a growth year personally, really, more than anything. But it hasn't been a good financial year. To be clear, it's not. It's not good. However, I declare that moving forward it will be. And honestly, I needed this year. I needed this kind of shitty financial year so that I could dig deep into this kind of abyss of things and clear out the closet so that I could move forward with an intentionality. And I just encourage you, if you're maybe having a rough day or a rough year like me, or maybe just a rough month, first of all, you're not alone. I know for myself when I listen to the news or I listen to business networks, and they're like, we're having this amazing year, woo! You know, and then I'm over here like I'm not, for me, my goals are not being met financially. I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a loser. It's not true. I really have been intentionally focusing on other things. I've been intentionally focusing on my spiritual growth and my internal growth and my deep voice. I've spent time with Arthur Joseph, who's the best voice coach in the world. I've spent time with Anna Marie, who's a yoni coach. I spent time with Sarah Rose, who does owning your sexuality in the world of feminine energy. I've worked with hypnotherapists and EDMR work. I mean, I've worked with shamans this year. I have literally gone so deep this year in personal growth and development, but really deep, that it makes sense that, you know, the year hasn't been that extraordinary in the world of finances. So I just want to, you know, I'm giving myself permission to say, it's okay. I had a tough year financially, but I had an amazing growth year in my own personal power and in my spirituality and in my expansion. And taking it from Oprah, because Oprah's amazing, is that you've got to be focused on that intentionality. And if your intention, meaning your spirit, mind, body, spirit's all in alignment with your intention, whatever you focus at will expand. Okay? If you want to focus on your health, intend it, and it'll improve. If you want to make more money, you focus on helping more people and making more money, and that will expand. You got to be really intentional about it. So as I've been beating myself up for the last year, I'm like, oh my God, my finances are, you know, not where I want it to be. Letting go of a business coach that was like truly dear to my heart, but still breaks my heart. It was just the growth year. You know what I mean? Just a growth year. So as moving forward, I just wanted to share with you what I go through every single day, what I'm going through, what I'm expanding on, what I'm dealing with. I think that sometimes people see what they want to see online. You know, they see, I don't know what they see with me, but I think they see what they want to see. And the reality is, you know, my life is good, but it's also like, you know, it's lonely. I live with myself. I don't have a dog. Can we get a dog? I don't have a cat. I should probably get a cat. No boyfriend. I can't force that one. No kids, which is fine. So my life is very quiet and can be very lonely. And I think one of the things that people don't realize is that what you see is not always the truth on Facebook. Meaning people put out what they want to put out. And I know that during my time in my relationship with my ex, man, we put some really amazing pictures out. And we looked like a hot couple. And we were at some level, but there's another level of us that we were not happy, at least I wasn't. And we were in constant battle with each other. And that was up behind the scenes. So I encourage you to realize that, first of all, don't believe everything you see on Facebook, and don't believe everything you see on social media, okay? And if it makes you feel bad, then don't look at it. I'm totally honest. Number one. Number two, don't tap into the belief system of what you see on the business networks or political, because again, it creates this negativity, the gap. What I suggest you do is just focus on your intentionality in your business and who you want to serve. So what you focus on expands, and the more people you serve, the better. So that's my birthday show, as you call it. And I hope you have an amazing, wonderful day. And again, my name is Heather Havenwood. Check me at heatherhavenwood.com. And I'm now on Pandora. Thanks, guys.